A good publicist can spin even the most unlikable character into someone that the general public is a huge fan of. But with access to information more readily available than ever before, it's getting harder and harder for TV personalities to keep their private lives hidden. As you're going to learn, sometimes their private persona is very different from their public one, to the point where it becomes rather scandalous. Let everyone know that you're a fan of our videos by hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications to be a part of our notification squad. Steve Harvey. You might know him as the friendly and cheerful host of Family Feud, but Steve Harvey is actually a shockingly controversial figure if you know much about the entirety of his body of work. Sure, he occasionally makes a bawdy joke or two on Family Feud, but he projects himself as a strong Christian and a man of impeccable morals and values. Why, he's even written books to let us poor, hapless women know how we can possibly find a good man willing to date us. These books include Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, and Straight Talk No Chaser, How to Find and Keep a Man. He even has his own dating website called Delightful, which promises to help women become more dateable. It seems like he could do with taking some of his own advice since he's been married a total of 3 times, with his first 2 marriages ending with allegations of his infidelity. Hey, that could have just been a case of mistaken identity. We all know he has trouble telling women apart, such as when he announced Ariadna Gutierrez the winner of the 2015 Miss Universe pageant, instead of the actual winner, Pia Wurtzbach. He also came under fire recently for comments made on his show Steve Harvey, in which he claimed that nobody would want to date Asian men. We guess there's no prerequisite for claiming that you're an expert in the world of relationships. Danica McKellar. She's best known for portraying Winnie Cooper on the hit television show The Wonder Years, but Danica McKellar is a lot more than just a pretty face. Recently, we saw her on season 18 of Dancing with the Stars, where she finished in 6th place, and performing in the Netflix original series Project MC² as the Quail. What many people don't know about her is that Danica is actually a total math whiz. Not only that, but she's written many best-selling books and given many talks on the subject. One of her goals is to get even more women interested and passionate about mathematics. Her first book, Math Doesn't Suck: How to Survive Middle School Math Without Losing Your Mind, was a New York Times bestseller and was widely praised. She graduated summa cum laude from UCLA with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. During her time as an undergrad, she helped write a scientific paper in which she explained the mathematical theorem she had a hand in creating, which is known as the Chayes-Mikkeller-Winn theorem. Coco Chanel. It's hard to imagine where the state of high fashion and luxury items would be without fashion designer and businesswoman Coco Chanel, the mastermind behind the Chanel brand. Her signature scent, Chanel No. 5, is an iconic fragrance even today. So what secret could she have possibly been hiding? Did she really prefer to mist herself with Bath & Body Works spray instead? We hate to be the ones to tell you, but there is a lot of evidence suggesting that this beloved fashion icon was once in a league with one of the most hated groups on the planet: Nazis. It's no secret that she dated Nazi officer Hans Gunther von Dinklage, which alone doesn't look great or fit into her public image. But recently declassified documents have suggested she may have been doing more than just sleeping with the enemy. These documents, unearthed by biographer Hal Vaughan, revealed that the French police were keeping tabs on Chanel and suspected her of being a secret agent for German intelligence and linked her to several of their operations. At one point, she needed financial backing, which she received from a Jewish businessman named Pierre Wertheimer, who also gained the majority of the control of her company. Enraged and desperate to get her company back, it's thought that she aligned herself with the party that she believed could help her win back control of her company through any means necessary. Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is one of the pioneers of shock rock. Long before stars like Marilyn Manson were dressing up in face paint and performing theatrics on stage, there was Alice Cooper. In addition to his beloved metal music, he was also known for his extreme stage shows, featuring guillotines, gore, giant snakes, and more. At one of his earliest shows, he even threw a live chicken into the audience, which was promptly torn apart by his exuberant fans. Despite dressing up like a demon and playing the part of one on stage, in his private life, Cooper is a born-again Christian. He claims that the world doesn't belong to us, it belongs to Satan, and he doesn't mean that in a metal sort of way. He believes that music has always advocated choosing good over evil, and that's a message he agrees with even more strongly now since he has discovered his faith. As for his continuing performances, he claims that he sees himself as someone who is just playing a character at this point, and that if you look past all the eyeliner and pageantry, his songs have a strong Christian message. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is a beloved action hero known for such films as the Fast and the Furious series, the Chronicles of Riddick series, and the XXX series. One look at his buff body and seriously impressive stunts, and it's easy to make a lot of assumptions about what type of person he is off camera. We're sure that he does plenty of lifting weights and working out, but one of his favorite activities is something we wouldn't have guessed. It turns out that Vin Diesel is actually a huge Dungeons & Dragons fan. Did you ever notice the tattoo on Xander Cage's chest reading Melkor? Diesel insisted that this be in the film because that's the name of his D&D character in real life. The crowning jewel of his nerd career was getting to write the foreword to 30 Years of Adventure, a celebration of Dungeons & Dragons. The superfan even treated himself to a Dungeons & Dragons themed cake for his 48th birthday. He's been playing for decades and shows no sign of stopping anytime soon. Before we move on, it's time for our trivia question. Catch Me If You Can is a popular movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio about a con artist who wears many hats, or at least pretends to wear them. The story is based on a biographical account of what real-life person? Keep watching for the answer. Tiger Woods. Of course, this video wouldn't be complete without including one of the most shocking double lives in recent memory, Tiger Woods. For ages, we loved following his successful golf career and viewed him as a family man. There was no shortage of endorsements and big fat checks headed his way, as he was frequently one of the highest paid athletes in the world. All that came to a screeching halt when it was revealed he was embroiled in a number of extramarital affairs. Huge advertisers such as AT&T, Gatorade, and General Motors dropped him completely, and it's estimated this caused him to lose between $5 and $12 billion. After a messy divorce and a stint in rehab, Woods began trying desperately to repair his now tarnished image as his secret double life had been revealed to all. For a while, it seemed as if he was doing well, but then we found out he was still struggling to avoid temptation when he was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Police found him asleep in his car while it was still running, and Woods admitted to mixing drugs and alcohol. He claims that he's since been through rehab, and we wish him the best going forward. Steve Buscemi. One of the most distinctive-looking and adaptive actors out there is Steve Buscemi. Appearing in everything from Billy Madison to Reservoir Dogs, it seems like there's nothing this versatile man can't do. And we do mean there's nothing he can't do. While most stars are known to go to great lengths for a little publicity, Steve Buscemi goes for more of the silent hero angle. In the 1980s, he became a New York City firefighter. Despite leaving his firefighting career behind to pursue acting, he wasn't afraid to step up when duty called. He returned to his former post in the aftermath of 9/11 and worked alongside firefighters in order to sift through the rubble that was once the World Trade Center. Not only did he endure grueling 12-hour shifts, but he declined all requests for photos and interviews. He claimed that keeping busy helped him detach from what was happening around him. This wasn't the last time Buscemi went to bat for his fellow firefighters. He also gave a subsequent speech supporting higher wages for firefighters, and in 2014 he was named an honorary battalion chief of the FDNY. Keanu Reeves. Another celebrity that enjoys staying out of the public eye when he's not working is Keanu Reeves. He starred in some of our favorite films, including the Matrix series, the John Wick movies, and the Bill and Ted franchise. Instead of the drug, cheating, or worse scandals that plague so many of his fellow celebs, Keanu Reeves leads a secret life as a genuinely nice person. It's not unusual for celebs to make token charitable donations, but Reeves takes it to the next level. Out of his $114 million Matrix earnings, he gave $80 million of it to the special effects and makeup staff. He also volunteered to take pay cuts on films such as The Replacements and The Devil's Advocate so the studio could hire other big-name actors, such as Gene Hackman and Al Pacino. He also founded a cancer charity but chooses not to have his name attached to the organization. People who have encountered Reeves on set claim that he is a genuinely warm, friendly person who takes the time to learn the names of even the most unimportant of extras. Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace bills herself as a tough, no-nonsense woman who will stop at nothing in the pursuit of justice. On her show Nancy Grace, she provided legal commentary on current cases and frequently claimed that she cared only about finding the truth. When Grace was 19 years old, her then-fiancé was murdered, which inspired her to pursue a career as a lawyer. She frequently spoke about the case and included it in her book Objection. However, many people have pointed out some rather glaring contradictions in her version of the events, leading many to question her honesty. Others have questioned her supposed interest in the judicial process, since she is quick to condemn people and demand vengeance even before people have been convicted. When Melinda Duckett appeared on her show to discuss the disappearance of her 2-year-old son Trent, Grace laid into her, saying that she should assume responsibility for her son. She also laid into Tony Adret Medrano, who accidentally caused the death of her baby by rolling over on him while asleep. Tragically, both women ended their own lives, and Grace was forced to settle wrongful death lawsuits with both of their families. Yanet Garcia. If the Anchorman franchise taught us anything, it's that women working on the news often have a tough time being taken seriously by their male counterparts. Although her job is reporting the weather, her attractive figure gave clues to her life outside of the studio and led her to be dubbed the hottest weather girl on the planet. For some reason, people have been finding themselves more and more interested in the weather, as long as Yanet is the one talking about it. When she's not telling us whether or not we can expect rain this weekend, she's showing off her enviable figure on her Instagram page for all her fans. She's also created several workout videos for her fans who want to emulate her body and style. Despite allegations of plastic surgery, Yanet claims that her body is the result of a lot of hard work and not the surgeon's scalpel. The video she posted does look rather grueling, so even though she paid for it in sweat instead of cash, her look clearly did not come cheaply. Catch Me If You Can is based on the true story of former con artist Frank Abagnale Jr., who claimed to have no fewer than 8 fake identities in his conning career. After twice escaping from police custody and serving less than 5 years in prison, he now works as a consultant for the federal government. Living a double life sounds absolutely exhausting. After all, sometimes it's hard to just live one life. It's fascinating how these people juggle such different aspects of themselves in the public eye and outside of it. For more videos from The Richest, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.